Hello again. I thought I'd do a quick part 2 to my video on the low and middle block in sitting stance, the side sitting stance that I talked about previously. What I wanted to mention here is that when you are doing this block, so before I was looking straight ahead, again, just kind of posing for the camera, when you're actually going through the movements, when you're doing foundations or when you're doing this technique in a pattern, you are looking in the direction in which you are moving. And that low block hand is the lead hand. The other hand, excuse me, the other hand is up behind you for protection, just in case. So if somebody was approaching from behind, you are protecting mid to high level with that back arm, the one that is here, and this one is the lead arm. So if you look at it, again, I don't know that any other school, other than our branch of Taekwondo, I don't know if there's any other branch of Taekwondo out there that teaches this technique, which is the proper technique. I mentioned that movement number 16 in pattern Po-Eun, the first degree black belt pattern, where the book is trying to do back fist strike with that hand there, which is not the correct technique. The correct technique is this, low block and middle block. So your hand is turned this way. So it is not like this, it is like this. So again, it would look like you're flexing, right? Like you're flexing your bicep. The other thing I forgot to mention in part 1 of the video. So here, this is a much better photograph. So I wanted to show this here. This is a much better photograph of what this technique looks like when you're actually using it and you're in a side sitting stance and you're moving side to side. That's what it looks like when you're doing the technique. This bottom hand doesn't just have to be a block. It can also be a strike. And so I've mentioned this before. Again, a lot of times this doesn't sink in for students. A lot of students don't recognize this. But the line between a block and a strike often gets blurred. So it's like a gray area. There are many strikes that are also blocks, and there are many blocks that are also a strike, or can be a strike, depending on the situation. This technique here can very easily be used just exactly as it appears there, with exactly the same movement. This can be a low hammer fist strike to the groin. And then this is protection behind you. So if you look at pattern Po-Eun, move number 16, the move that comes just before that, I'm thinking of this off the top of my head right now. I don't have the thing in front of me. But I'm pretty sure the technique that comes before this is the twin back elbow strike. So you do the twin back elbow strike, hitting 2 opponents. The next technique is this. When you're moving to the side, you can think of this as a hammer fist strike to the groin. So you strike an opponent here, and the next movement, you're stepping to the side, and you are striking. Protecting behind you against that other opponent that you know is still there, you're putting up protection, but striking with that hammer fist. So you can think of it in that way as that application. I guarantee you nobody else will teach you that. No other book out there will teach you that. This is where you go to get this kind of information. Like I said, I learned from the highest ranked Taekwondo instructor you could have. Chung Won Oh was my instructor, 9th degree black belt. He was a 9th degree black belt in Taekwondo and Hapki-Do. So he learned both of the major Korean martial arts. and was a grandmaster, highest ranking in both. Okay. The founder of Taekwondo lived right here in Southern Ontario, was 40-minute drive away, living in Hamilton. My instructor had a whole series of schools in Southern Ontario. So, again, it's, who are you going to believe? Are you going to believe a book that is putting in techniques that either don't work or are intentional mistakes put into the book? Or are you going to believe somebody who learned from the highest ranking grandmaster in Taekwondo and who is doing the technique correctly, the proper way? This is what it is right here. This is the technique. Low and middle block in sitting stance. That's the move that you should be doing in pattern Po-Eun. So, till next time, like I said, I need to get the word out. I need to get more views for these videos because I'm not happy with the view count the way that it is. More people need to know this because I don't like the fact that the broken version of Taekwondo is the most popular. That's not right. The fact that the most popular Taekwondo channels and videos out there are the ones that are teaching the broken style of Taekwondo, the ones that are doing exactly by that book what it says, including all the mistakes. They're doing all the mistakes as well. They're not doing the proper technique. So this channel and others that have been taught in this style need to be getting more recognition, need to be getting more attention. So whatever it takes, like, subscribe, share the video, point people towards it, get people doing these techniques in the school, and you will see that what I'm telling you is correct, okay? What you've been taught, most likely, if you haven't learned from me, chances are what you've been taught is not correct. And you can probably feel it yourself. You probably know when you're doing broken technique, it doesn't even feel right when you're doing it. You just know the technique is broken, but you're probably just doing it anyway because the book is telling you to do it that way. Stop doing that. Start following along here. Follow the channel. Perform the techniques like this. Like I said, I'm never going to steer you wrong, ever. So, anyway, till next time, thanks for watching.